Silent of fall! Lakewood's doing it! They're gonna take it! He's gonna bring down Birdie! Alone with a double kill! Dropping fast! Monopoint's there! He's still alive! Wait, check his line! He's going one time! He's going a second! He's taking it! Oh my god! On three! They're all dead!
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It's been day number 4 here for the Summit 2 by G2A.com in the America Division. And we're finally made it to the last game of the day. We made it through 5 best of ones. It's been a long, struggling road, but we're happy to take it home. Joining me by my side is none other than the sharp-dressed Mr. F4L, man. How you hanging in there? Happy to take it home here in one last game?
I think I can handle it.
I hope so.
One
buddy.
last game.
We got it. It's going to be a doozy,
Leviathan.
though. I like this one. This is the battle of the up-and-comers. These two teams made it all the way through the qualifiers, 2-0ing everyone along the way. Team Leviathan, formerly known as Flipside Tactics NA, and, of course, Root Gaming, who we just saw, unfortunately, fall short to Navi US. Should be a good one.
Pretty much, I would say, like the underdogs of the tournament. Although Leviathan already have they're 2-0 right now, and they defeated Snaw and... Let me look it up. Who else did they beat?
They beat, I should have it here. And
Stay
I
Free.
do. Yes. Two big
Snaw and
names.
Stay Free. Yeah, pretty big names.
So
Looking to
pretty
go
good.
3-0 against Root, I would say.
Man, would they look good. Would I look good? I push for this team to be a part of the qualifier and get in there and make me look nice. But a lot of people thought that these were, a lot of people voted for this behind the scenes, and I know across NA Dota they felt that they were one of the stronger teams, and they weren't even really considered. So I'm glad they're here. They definitely have a composed team that have a lot of experience working together, great chemistry. They got a manager. They're like very professional, and from what I've heard, obviously they dropped Flipside Tactics as a sponsor, but they're not even accepting other sponsors. They want to make sure that they deserve it. So they want to be able to put on a strong showing here, and so far they have. So let's see how they do against Root Gaming, who are another group of individuals who have a lot of tenacity. They pull off some huge comebacks and have some great flashy plays. And based on the draft at hand, it looks like Leviathan have been, doing their proper research, and their bans are pretty much all respect bans, as it looks like. They get rid of that ogre first and foremost, and then Meepo.
They pretty much just ban the heroes
10 seconds
that
remaining.
Root like to play. And then at the same time, Root banned the PA, which
5
Leviathan
seconds
really
remaining.
likes to play.
This leaves a lot of primary pickups available, and we already see them grabbed. Your Skywrath
we
Mage,
saw
your Death
Dire
Prophet,
team back.
Terrorblade's in there still, Razor's still in there. It's leaving
We
a
saw
lot of these
Void
top
DP.
platinum grabs. We'll have to see which team gets a hold of what.
I think we'll probably see a troll from Leviathan. They really like that hero.
Radiant team
I like it
ban.
too. If
Yep.
you have it synergized
big
together
fans.
with some good attack speed. Was it them that had the troll side by side with the Faceless Void last time?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
against Stay
that
Free.
was nice.
Yeah, they really like their troll in PA. I would say those are their favorite heroes. Or their comfort heroes
10
from watching them
seconds
and playing
remaining.
against them.
Well, they get denied both of those heroes. No
5
Faceless Void
seconds
for you, as
remaining.
Root Gaming
Oh,
have already
they
grabbed
could
it
still
up.
get troll.
But yeah, troll
Oh,
would be there. So, okay, if you can't get the Faceless Void, you can't get the
Reserve
PA,
time.
who do you think would work and synergize very nicely then with your troll? Who
Dire
can bring out the
team
pain with
banned.
additional right-click damage?
I mean, it sort of works with any DPS hero or any hero that like has good right clicks because, I mean, it basically just increases your attack speed. So any hero that benefits from an increase
10
in attack speed
seconds
is going to be good with
remaining.
troll. I mean, even supports start doing like
5
decent right click
seconds
damage when a
remaining.
troll is on their team.
Mm-hmm.
So
So it looks like Leviathan want to
Reserve
secure their,
time.
what I would imagine for now being their support duo, grabbing the Skywrath Mage, the prize support in this meta patch for the past since TI4
Dire
started,
team pick.
and it really shined through. And Jakiro to follow it up, who we know can bring serious pushing power,
Yep.
so they can look to complement that. They do ban out the AA, which always is like a flag to me to say like, oh, they're looking to maybe build up some sustain. Maybe they're thinking of getting a hold of that Razor, someone who does pick up the mech and doesn't want to be shut down by something like that. So
it looks like they just banned the supports that are good with Void. Like AA and
10
Witch Doctor
seconds.
are
Yeah, Witch
very
Doctor,
good with
obviously.
Void. So, I mean, AA is probably just one of the
5
strongest
seconds
support heroes in the game right now.
Yeah.
You know, this AA's ult is just crazy. You know, Chilling Touch, really good
Reserve
spell, and
time.
Vortex slow and a magic amplification. But Root apparently don't want to get out late gamed this game. Pick the Void and the Death Prophet, you know, two late game monsters.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I've seen a lot more safe lane Voids this patch than off lane. I think it just sort of depends on the heroes, the lanes, and the teams, you know, if they want to put it safe lane or off lane. So they could either opt for picking up another core that goes in the safe lane or a core that goes in the off lane. I'm assuming that Death Prophet's just going to be mid because...
Yeah. Well, if they want to go greedy, I mean, Death Prophet mid, throw Faceless Void in the off lane, and they can still get something like a Razor to throw in the safe lane to just...
Yeah, they
bring
could
even
pick
more
Razor.
lane dominance, more pushing power there. Leviathan need to grab an offlaner. Batrider's still in the pool, who's a great offlaner. We see Tidehunter played in abundance already, and he's also in the pool. And these are just some big, big names that were not even recognized in the early part of the banning phase because both teams have been going more respect bans than your casual priority bans. But there we go. Root Gaming does get rid of Centaur, though, so they won't have access to that one, but that still leaves the other two available. But they are really soaking up the reserve time here, like a lot. Did they even DC?
They have no time.
Man, 4 seconds left to really think about this.
Hope
They're
they don't
milking the
random.
clock, and there
Alright,
it is.
Razor.
There's your Razor, boys and
I
girls.
think Leviathan should take Terrorblade now. I think
Oh, yeah.
Terrorblade's like the easy pick right now.
Terrorblade.
I
Now,
think Terrorblade's good against Death Prophet. It's good against Razor. It's okay against Faceless Void. It's like very weird against Faceless Void. I think against an offlane Void, it does very well. Against safe lane Void, it's not as good because when Void gets his damage items up, it can be a threat to Terrorblade in the early to mid game.
10 seconds remaining.
but I'm sure the mind games are always there. There's so much illusions out in the field. Void's
5
really
seconds
second guessing when the
remaining.
right time is to commit
Yeah.
and get a nice Chronosphere off because
Yeah,
if you
it
whiff it
can
on the
be-
wrong illusion, whew,
Reserve
it's gonna be
time.
rough.
Yeah, it can be hard to tell which one's the real one, especially later in the game when the illusions, you know, they hit really hard, so you're not exactly sure, is that an illusion or is that a real one? So
Yeah.
I think Terrorblade is the best pickup right now.
Spectre's also in there for a core. That's been a popular pickup for the late game. We
They
already
just
talked
have-
about Naga previously. Any ideas on those? Any thoughts on how they can synergize with this kind of lineup already? They only have their support foundation, and
I mean,
I would wager they should get some
hard
sort of
to say
lockdown.
because they haven't picked any other cores yet. So you can't. It's hard to say right now. I think if they opt for a troll, I don't think Spectre is as good.
Troll and Terrorblade.
Yeah, I think Troll and Terrorblade would be good, or Troll and what was the other hero you said?
Not Invoker. It was Spectre.
Well, they're not gonna go with that. They're gonna. That's probably a mid invoker, unless they do a safe lane invoker, which is also possible, but unlikely, I would think. So it's probably gonna be a mid invoker.
I'm wagering a Quas Exor unless things dramatically
Yeah.
change, and then that
Unless they
adds
pick like
more
an
pushing.
anti-mage, which is a possibility. I mean, that's sort of more with the traditional 4 Protect 1, where you have the Quaswex Invoker, who just
10
sort of controls the
seconds
team fights,
remaining.
while AM can just split
Oh,
push
yeah.
and farm. And, you know,
5
AM
seconds
in a
remaining.
game like this could actually get out of control. You have 3 semi-greedy-ish cores.
Radiant team.
That makes it
pick.
more tempting right there. Wraith King? Someone
Yeah.
who loves his mana.
I mean, honestly, this is like pretty greedy from Roots. And I
Yeah.
think AM could actually... I mean, how are you going to stop him from farming unless you aggro? Oh, they're going to do the axe again.
Oh,
Dire team
that's
back.
right. Well, I better have my slam jam.
So they're going to
button
go with
ready
the axe. That, I didn't see their other axe game, but I heard that the axe just went ham or something.
Yes.
Did they aggro tri-lane with the axe? Is that what they did?
Oh, no, now you're making me rattle my brain of all these games.
Uh-oh.
10 seconds
I
remaining.
believe so. Actually, I think they did it. Did you say aggro?
5 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
They went
Did they
aggro,
aggro?
with them.
Okay.
Yes. They were also on the Radiant
team
side.
banned.
I don't.
And,
I don't think side probably doesn't matter. And then they probably pick this invoker so that they can combo like a call into Sunstrike with an ice path.
Oh yeah,
So
Ancient Seal right there as well.
Yep.
Mwah!
So-
Mwah!
I would say it's
The call with
pretty
the-
much
10 seconds
pretty much
remaining.
guaranteed Exort invoker at this point.
All right.
And they last banned the Shadow
Dire
Shaman.
team pick.
Kind of interesting ban. We don't see this hero very much anymore. I think we talked about it the
Yeah, we're
first
talking about
game.
when we actually saw him once, which was once in a blue moon earlier today
Uh,
when Demon picked it up. But we
I
saw that
guess-
he's just not what he used to be.
I mean, I guess they just banned out all the other supports that they don't want them to have. So they're like, well, whatever. There's not really anything else to ban, right? Because what...
Mirana.
Well, actually, Mirana would have actually been
Radiant team pick.
the right ban, I think, because not only does Mirana do well with Wraith King, but it also synergizes incredibly well with Faceless Void. I mean, what you do is you can just TP the Mirana to the off lane right as Void's about to hit 6, and the second Void hits 6, you just, chrono into arrow, and it sets up for a pretty easy kill.
Just look at Root Gaming's lineup, man. They all have a high ceiling.
10
They all can be a
seconds
presence in the
remaining.
late game, given they have that farm. It's extremely greedy as it is, and I
5
wager that most of
seconds
them are not going to
remaining.
get to that peak point. But if somehow they do, and this game goes into like the
is
60-plus
like-
minute mark,
Reserve
they all can
time.
bring something to the table.
It's actually kind of funny. This is such a 6.81 draft from Root.
Yeah.
Like, all of these heroes were so
Jesus.
strong last patch. Oh man, and a
Look good again.
Morphling too.
And Morphling has been all the
I'm
rage
actually-
today.
I wonder what their lanes are going to be. Because I could see them doing an assortment of different things. They could go Axe solo safe lane against Void, to get an Axe versus melee lane, and then aggro with the Morphling. They could Morphling solo mid, they could Invoker solo mid. I mean, they have so
Prepare
many
for
options
battle.
this game. It'll be interesting to see how they decide to lane it. And Root is probably a little nervous because I can't imagine they have any idea what the lanes are going to be either.
Yeah, if we're as perplexed, imagine how the players feel when they have to decide. So maybe they look to go aggressive early. They already have 4 committed up here. They just need to get some sort of intel as far as how the lane situation is going to be. And if they need to call an audible from that point and shift things around, they will just go and do that. But we hopped into it. It's our last game of the day, game number 5. Another best of 1 here now between 2 of the up-and-coming competing teams who made their way all the way through the Summit 2 qualifier. And now we're looking to reign dominant here. Leviathan are currently 2-0. Root Gaming now 2-2 after their recent loss to Navi US. And I'll
Tubby
go
the
ahead and leave-
Fat's word just got pinged out. They know exactly where it is, and it's
The-
probably going to get dewarded
30
instantly.
seconds to
Yep.
battle.
the one right here up top.
No, this one right here.
Oh, over here on the other side. Oh, and it quickly is taken down just before I can even go see what the ward even looked like. It's gone. So, nice quick grab there from Team Leviathan, which, speaking of which, I'll just kind of roll through introductions before anything does happen to break out. You got Sunken right here. He's playing your Skywrath Mage. He is repping the autograph thing, but no autograph. I hate you, sir. Anyways, bound in the mid, it's going to be Shredder, who's been doing phenomenal work as their core player. Now he's going to be playing your Morphling.
battle
Mid lane,
begins.
it's going to be Shibby playing your, what we imagine being the Quas Exort Invoker. There's your auto pause coming out because of the DC there from Shibby as I introduce him. He seems to be a little nervous and had to pull out or something.
He
Meanwhile,
also-
along the bottom, Jenkins is going to be playing your Manly Man Axe right now, and he's sporting your, I think this is the Beyond the Summit angry face right here, and the Reaver as well. This is same role he's played before in the previous Axe game, so he's well and familiar and versed in how Axe needs to be done. And to finish it out, Nushem is going to be playing your Jakiro. Also, fun to note, this team is always just, they have the items. I believe it was you. Was it you who said someone on their team is like a trade guy or owns a trade
Oh,
something?
Not me, but I know that
I think Merlini said that. They just seem
maybe
to always
Merlini.
have everything. They have the Platinum Roche Core.
they have
here.
everything.
And
They
I've
have,
seen them
like,
have the Alpine set,
yeah,
the
they have
Dragon
Alpine
Claw.
set. They had something else too.
They
had,
just
like,
always
a
have
golden
style.
Whatever.
The Timebreaker,
Oh, they had golden, the Razor thing.
the Golden Doomling as well. They have everything.
Oh, there's like people that just like fiend trading like all the time, and then they end up with like every item in the
They're
game.
just flaunting it.
It's pretty funny.
Let's just
So
take a moment
Pink,
to just really appreciate that.
Pink shot an arrow. I'm not exactly sure what that's supposed to hit. You can see it right here.
Where is it? Where?
It's right
Oh,
here.
Wait, I don't know if I
You
can
can see
it.
the shadow. It's like, how do I draw?
You can't draw while pause, unfortunately, Valve.
Damn.
Sorry,
Valve, please.
Valve. But
No, I know he
can't see
shot
it. Maybe
the arrow,
just because I
but-
didn't see it happen. I don't. Maybe I'm blind because I
can't
am
see
pretty
it 'cause
freaking
it's
blind.
paused. I don't know. Anyways, I'll start the introductions. On the Dire, we have your boy JC playing the support Mirana, Ink Dota playing the carry Razor, Lycus on the support Wraith King. And in the mid lane, we have Talera playing the Death Prophet, and Tubby the Fat in the off lane playing the Faceless Void.
He is wrapped up as if he just got out from the hospital here. He's very well decorated as well. Immediate level 1 time walk for him. Worthy to note. Maybe they were anticipating something.
And it's really unfortunate that his word got dewarded so early.
Yeah, he's going to have
It's really a big blow.
bit of a hard time as we're still continuing to wait it on out here. What happened here? What are they saying? Someone broke their keyboard?
I don't know. Let's see.
We're waiting it
He
out.
said his computer black screened and won't turn on now. That's
Oh.
not good.
Turn on now. So that's bad. So if we can't get a backup going, can we reschedule this or what do we do? Great. I love when
Well,
it's
now
on me
you
now
gotta
to
get
make
the
decision.
admin. Is it on you or is there an admin?
Well, I mean, obviously I'll kind of go check with a higher up. We can wait up to 10 minutes technically in a pause. But I can find out.
Okay.
I'd be happy to find out. I don't want to kind of make the call without knowing here. I do have the rule book here and available and ready to go. And I might have to do so here. If you want to give me a moment to just kind of fill the void, I'm going to send a brief little message here to some of the higher-ups as far as what we can do about this. If we do need to postpone or reschedule, I don't see that being too big of a problem if they have the wildcard slot available. But for now, we can't wait up to 10 minutes in this particular game to see if he does manage to get his computer up and running again.
Oh, he just said it's on. Alright.
Oh, okay. See? There you go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and wait out and see if we can get Leviathan's player Shibby here back online. He gets back up and ready to go, and we'll be right back and underway. Crisis averted. I didn't want to have to try to tussle with everything, and let me tell this person never mind. All right, great. All right, so I really like Leviathan's lineup, though, to be honest with you. I mean, Axe is always a crowd pleaser, and he has formidable lockdown to add with Jakiro, who also brings a little bit of extra lockdown and big dot damage, and of course Skywrath Mage will benefit from that call to bring down the Mystic Flare. Kind of works in a way the same way, you know, Legion Commander with her duel, so it should be an easy setup. And during that whole period, Shredder's going to be able to find the side farm.
What a terrible image. Someone said, like, clean the dust out of his computer, and then Nushim said he licked it clean. Oh, God.
Yummy.
Terrible.
There you go, kids. If your computer's not working, just kind of
Yeah, you just
pull out
lick
the
it.
case and lick it or tick it, you know? All right, we're also going to get a reconnect from JC, who also had stepped out briefly, it looked like. We're gonna get back
Any
underway
interesting
here.
starting items? It looks like Wraith King's starting with boots, and everything else is like pretty normal. Does look like they're gonna go for maybe an aggro tri-lane, or is it gonna be an aggro dual lane? Not exactly sure. Maybe Jakiro was just bottom to see where Tubby the Fat warded, and then D-ward.
Yeah, so without the benefit of seeing on the side,
But these were
basis will
actually the lanes that I was thinking they were gonna do with the Axe safe lane to get him in a 1v1 matchup with the melee hero. Because he
yeah,
definitely
Axe
is
on
really
Faceless
strong.
Void.
Yep.
He'll just control the creeps. I mean, is there any problem, though, where he might accidentally just push the creeps a little too far just because of his natural
Well, he doesn't
spin?
care. In a 1v1, you don't really care if they get experience, right? You just want to prevent them from getting farm in a 1v1. So experience won't be the biggest deal. It's going to be really hard for Void to get farm. Maybe if Void opts for like some type of like 3 time lock build with the 1 backtrack or something, he might have an okay time. I'm not exactly sure how the matchup goes. I imagine it's not very fun for Void.
And we'll have to see how it works out. Apparently he's back in Skype just moments away from getting things squared and underway, but I'll be ready to go here as I'm anticipating a lot of fun action. I want a good game to round this out. I don't want delays any further. I haven't eaten yet. I'm getting a bit hangry. I'm sure you
neither.
haven't had too much of a moment to eat either. And we gotta get some yummy in my tummy right now. I want this.
The show on the road.
The show
Oh god,
on
they're
the
saying
road.
things.
I'm getting dizzy. Hold on
What does
here.
that even say?
Hmm?
That's not even a word.
What? Oh, on
What
the
they're
map?
typing.
I
Or what
don't know.
not
It's probably like
typing.
hieroglyphics or something. Oh boy. I don't get back and underway. It's a perfect opportunity to grab one of these things and hope Shibby can just get back into the game. Lots of people waiting. We got, what, 10,000 people waiting in the crowds. Getting rambunctious as ever. So we can get this final matchup underway here. And then after today, we after the America matchups, we move on to Sea Dota, which is going to be happening in about 5 hours. I believe Zyordi will be leading the charge on that one. So non-stop Summit 2 action all day long, whether it's going to be America during the midday. Europe is usually early in the morning. Of course, I'm coming from, Eastern, Western time. And then to round out the night, we got the Sea Dota as well as some China Dota. So all exciting stuff, and that is all included, of course. That's right, the sellout's coming in. $9.99, you get a hold of that BTS bundle, that sweet little Husky Courier. And yeah, that can all be yours. And if you hate my camera so much, you can get a Dota TV and just control it yourself, for God's sakes.
Yep.
Look at that thing. Is that the Drodo or whatever? The Dodo?
Where? What
On
thing?
the Root Gaming
Yep.
side?
It is.
That's an expensive one too, isn't it?
I have that courier. I don't use it actually.
That thing is the derpiest thing I've ever seen in my
Yes,
life.
it's fucking ugly.
Look at that thing. He's just sitting there as I gotta take an item down to the lane, make it happen with my fish in my mouth.
Yep.
Oh, look
Pretty
who's
much.
back. All right, Shibby is back in it, folks. Sorry about the holdup right there. It looks like we're all ready to go. And finally, we will get the game back in underway. Now we get to go ahead. And they press on forward. Shibby, with his pop collar, will be able to be the invoker now, and he's going to be going toe-to-toe with your Death Prophet in an age-old matchup we've seen time and time again. But we're looking at the unorthodox matchup on this bottom lane. That's what I want. It's going to be Faceless Void. He picks up the early DD, and he's going to be going against this Axe. And top is probably where most of the action might break out early on, is it's going to be an aggressive lane coming out from Leviathan going against the Root tri-lane.
I think he should have waited to pick up this DD as long as possible. Like, if he had waited until 15 seconds to pick up the DD, he would have it for like a full 45 seconds against this Axe. That's pretty important in 1v1 lanes. He basically just got 3 free CS. Because I think otherwise, at level 1, he would just get bullied out of the lane by Axe.
And Axe is going to go right for the early makings of those Tranquils. And a Stout Shield in hand will allow him to take a little bit of an early beating, but still be able to stand toe-to-toe with most of these creeps and spin it on about. And bring in the early CS. And the melee guys, look, he's already getting some nice spins on in. That's what I'm talking about. And the call follow-up. Wow! He's forced to time walk away already. Oh, this is not the lane matchup you want. It looks like RNG might be on his side for this one.
Yeah, and you can just see there, like, how good Axe is against melee heroes. I mean, he got a little lucky there, but, you know.
Thank God he
take
had
what you
time
can
walk.
get. I actually think getting a Stout Shield against Axe is probably not the best choice. I mean, spin is physical damage. Maybe you get, like, a Ring of Protection, and then buy a Bassi or something. Because you're going to buy an Aquila, I would imagine, anyways. I think getting armor against Axe would be more beneficial than a Stout Shield. That being said, let's take a look at the top lane. Looks pretty even. I'm not sure that either team really has. Actually,
I mean, if
Root,
they open up with a good
Root
arrow,
has Root has kill potential
Never know.
if they can go on this Skywrath mage. I think they can kill. They cannot lead on the Jakiro though. It has to be the Skywrath.
harassment. Nope, they say we want
Oh,
Dragon
they
Blood.
went-
Arrow, it
Yeah,
is going to
and
connect as
they
well.
can't
Nice
kill
little
him.
follow-up, but do they have enough to bring him down here? That's the question. Meanwhile, though, Shredder's been opening up here on Lycus, and Lycus is actually going to be the first to fall because of just the persistence and right-click that came out. Now a nice Ice Path follow-up, waveform forward, not going to catch the mark. Shredder actually now pretty low himself, same with Sunken, and they got to get away. And Ink Dota is like, maybe I can get one last hit in. Instead, tries to put his fire towards Shredder, and now level 2, Jakiro, with Liquid Fire and Ice Path, forces him to double back. So it is Leviathan who do strike first.
I don't want to be a flamer here, but
Oh boy.
going on the THC there is such a large mistake. This hero has like 700 life and 2 armor at level 1.
Yeah.
And they just don't have enough damage at level 1 to kill this hero. They have to go on the Skywrath. Like I said, before that even happened, I said if they go on THD, it's not going to work. If they go on Skywrath, they can maybe get a kill. I think what they were kind of scared of was that they stun the Skywrath and then THD walks in front.
Yeah.
But I mean, you just don't go at that point. You just say, okay, we're only going to go on Skywrath if no one's in position to tank the arrow.
And Mirana didn't really get a lot of early clarity, so it's not like she could just kind of freely throw out arrows until the right opportunity is there. So I guess they're pretty much nursing the time to make it, maybe go for an engagement here. And they have a lot of a tiff happening here on the side, pull camp, and it's still in favor, though, of Leviathan Gaming. Meanwhile, we'll touch base on bottom. It's the Axe and Faceless Void toe-to-toe matchup. Axe is now King CS, 19-3, Faceless Void 11-0, so he is falling behind a bit, which we were expecting with your melee matchup here on the big red one.
He's not doing so bad, though.
I know, it's not as terrible as it could have been. He still manages to get in there and get it done. The Pro Man shield does help a bit. And touching base with mid lane, Death Prophet 20-3 to Invokers 11-6. So Death Prophet is definitely getting the upper hand here. It's Tolera who's getting it done in the mid lane.
I think DP has a bit of an advantage early, especially DP will have more damage, a slightly better animation. So DP getting it done early game, I think that's sort of to be expected. I think DP is still a strong laner even with the nerfs to a lot of heroes. I mean, she still has the weakness of she can be ganked so easily, especially with a hero like Invoker on the mid lane.
Oh man, we just constantly see footsie action breaking out here at the top, and Ice Path flies out, doesn't really catch on a whole lot, and the return fire from Ink. Just constant pressure from both sides.
We might have some action bottom. Is
he's
Jenkins
going
is
well
level
behind
6.
the tower right now and going right
Is he
for
gonna
Tubby.
get him?
Can he get the slam? And he can't. Gets bashed up and allows him to time walk out. Almost
Wow.
close. Almost there.
If he didn't bash him, he would have died.
Yeah, that was a little too close for comfort right there, as Axe is feeling the madness right now. The old spice is very much real with this guy, and he's going with the 1-1-3 build. And he's got now his level 6 parked and ready to go.
Yeah. And I mean, this tower is just going to take a
Dire's
beating.
bottom
I think it's
tower
just
is under
eventually going to
attack.
just get slowly whittled down. And if they don't rotate any heroes, not only is this Void going to handedly lose his lane, I mean, what's he still doing here?
Look at him.
He needs...
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, he
Oh.
just inched forward at the last second. And
Wow.
now he's just like counting his lucky stars that he just happened to do the little shuffle forward. I don't think they saw him do the invoke, but
Oh, they
now
want to
he needs
chrono
help.
into Potom arrow. Potom... he really should have TP'd to the tier 2. Like,
Yeah.
TPing to the tier 1 like that, it just gives it away.
Yeah. And
I
Axe
think
is like,
had he
oh.
TP'd to the tier 2, I think they would have killed X. I think X... You know, at the same time, though, maybe they couldn't have killed him because Void is so low. Like, Void only has 140 life. If they chrono into arrow, what if Void hits him like 2 times and he just gets procced?
Fakes with the Ice Blast on top, gets to the second go around. They're making it go on Ink Dota here with the silence as well, and Shredder commits all the way in with the waveform, trying to get a good follow-up. He's very, very low on life, but Ink Dota will live and moves out. Coming in from behind, though, here's Tolera. He's got an ult ready to go, and he pops it on out. How you doing, Skywrath Mage? Rotisserie chicken meal looks good for me. Quick work of him. Quickly gets taken down. Just the tip of that iceberg. We'll catch there on Tolera, however, but Dragon now put into a corner, and, well, he's got nowhere to go. He's got 2 heads, but he's got no life, because he just also falls and hits the deck and allows Root Gaming to push ahead now, 2-1.
Wow, that Sunstrike really missed again.
Dire's
Oh,
Up on the top.
away from
Oh,
that.
dash in from behind. They can't get him again.
Radiant's top
The elusive
tower is
Ink
under
Dota steps away, and oh boy.
Oh no.
Shredder's in
doesn't
trouble
have-
now. Exorcism's done, but Crypt Swarm in 1 flies out. Oh, it's the arrow to the face, right in the mouth. From your boy JC who gets it. And that
thought
just
he
fell
did
apart
that-
quickly.
I thought he did that because
Dire's
he had a
middle
TP
tower
or
is
something.
under attack.
Even if he kills the Razor there, I think he just dies.
That's a bit of a selfish play, but mid lane, they want to get something for it. They're making it go into Tolera. Gets cold snapped up. They need more damage, though, and now he doesn't have the mana to try to throw together another Sunstrike follow-up. And Tolera will just be able to heal this one back up. Leviathan just seemed to come a little bit short each time, whether it was the bottom with the culling, the top lane, as they missed their opportunity to go on Ink 2 different times, and now mid lane, it's looking rough. Hopefully they can shake this off and be able to bounce back. But on the side of Root Gaming, they're persistent. After coming off a struggling loss in the previous matchup against Navi US, they're looking to bounce back pretty hard in this one.
What a disastrous sequence of events for Leviathan that just happened. I mean, they just, they got ganked by the DP, that's fine. But you can't be like, I mean, Shredder just went complete man mode, 1v like 4, to try to just get a solo kill on the Razor. I don't even think it would have been worth it if he killed him. And then in the mid lane, they weren't able to get the kill on the Death Prophet. They're really gonna just have to hope that this Axe pays off.
Radiant's middle
Oh.
The
tower
Axe has
is
to
under
pay off now.
attack.
Those rotations coming in now towards the bottom as
And they have
Gaming
Chrono.
plant
It's a
down the ops.
Good rotation.
Yeah, if they set up a good chrono, followed up with an arrow,
Ah, they know. No
bad,
one's
but they
mid.
pull back. Do they have a
Yeah.
ward, or are they just making good?
No, they just know.
They just know.
Yeah.
That game sense though.
Game sense.
Game sense of tingling right now in the.
Yep,
right in the
no one's
tempo.
mid. Bottom's off map. It's probably bottom because they have Chrono. That's probably what they're saying.
All right, well, they're still here hanging around. As moving on in is a Faceless Void, and now they're gonna have a nice matchup. Follow with the Ice Path. Can we get it? Oh, Chrono on the return. Sunstrike is gonna hit
he
the. Oh, he backtracked it. Oh. RNG! Why? Tubby the Fat, very happy about that one. Doesn't take the extra bit of damage, which could have brought him down almost to the point where the ult could have been there.
No, I think it definitely would have. Wait, what level is he?
That's numbers and math that I'm not good with, though.
Yeah, it definitely would.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Axe just wants to chop some things. He's level 8 now, and he has
it's
yet to
fine.
really pull out the ultimate in a significant way.
That was actually really good for Leviathan, though. They forced out the Chrono, almost got the kill on the Void if he wasn't lucky, and now they're just going to put pressure on this tower, and there's no Chrono available right now, so I don't think they can defend.
Oh boy, Axe is now going to get quickly surrounded from the rotations to come. They do great TP placement, put it up the front, but he wants to get someone for it, but nope, not. Gets caught with the arrow on the backhand side, and your Axe will fall just like that to Lara. Moving on to a killing spree now. One of the two to make the rotation in, so they commit a lot to take him down, but...
Leviathan should make a play on the top lane now. They should just dive him.
And
They should just dive him. They need to go right now.
In. Well.
Go now. Yeah, I mean, they all TP bottom. There's no assistance for Ink right now. He shouldn't be here.
They're beelining it back up there.
This is not a place where you're allowed to be right now. Why aren't they going? They see him.
I don't know. They're taking so long to think about it. This is allowing more time for Root to potentially rotate over, but they're going to go on mid lane instead. It's an arrow that catches, it looks like, on Shibby. Shibby pulls out the TP, or actually was a Ray Fire Blast, and he just TP's out.
Did they miss an arrow or something?
He didn't have mana. No, he threw an arrow. Maybe the arrow missed, but the Ray Fire Blast caught him after, and when he saw both stuns down, he just TP'd away.
Yeah. So they shot the arrow first instead of the Wraith Fire Blast.
Yeah,
that's the only way it makes sense, because otherwise they should just be dead right now.
But no, they're not going on Ink Dota. They're not pulling the trigger.
They're going to blink on the Ink Dota into Sunstrike.
Oh, they jump in from behind. They quickly take him down, and there's our first slam, and I miss it. Oh, I feel terrible about it, but regardless, Ink falls.
Yeah, and this is the combo that they're going to look for the rest of the game. And actually, almost every hero on Root can just die to this combo. Like, if they have +1 hero, just the Axe, Blinkin, Call, into Sunstrike, plus
this is his time, but
any damage, and then they just die.
Radiant's bottom
look
tower
who's curious on the outside here. We got Talera, who does have the Exorcism ready to go.
And while all this is happening, they're just giving free reign on bot lane to Tubby the Fat.
Tubby the Fat getting fat. He had denied out that tier 1 tower early, and now he's just...
Now, Leviathan's finding really good pressure on the map right now. You know, they've gotten the bot tower. I know that bot and top were denied, but they're also getting pressure on this mid tower. It looks like it's going to go down here. They might even find a kill on Talera.
Oh! That was the tip right there. That Ice Path gets on DP and allows Skywrath to make that sweet escape. And pulls all the way out. Shibby's committed, though, on this mid lane. Uses those Forge Spirits to do a little bit of extra damage as he does secure that tier 1 tower. Your boy JC. Uh-oh! Arrow is going to fly in and catch very easily because of the benefit of Tubby the Fat's Chronosphere, and that just sets up an easy 1-2 punch.
That was not good. That's all I can say about that. I mean, he had absolutely no chance of killing Death Prophet because Sunstrike was already used. But why put yourself in a position where you can just die right afterwards if you know that you can't kill them? It's just not a smart play.
Yeah, he was just lingering around a little too long.
And, I mean, he went for the solo kill on DP, but it just wasn't going to happen.
See Talera.
Yeah, they want to make
he's
go.
Invis. They don't have Chronosphere
right
this time.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Ghosts are out. Sunken Seas quickly pulls out the Exorcism Ancient Seal, but this is going to allow Tubby the Fat to move in and quickly take down Skywrath Mage. And Axe sees this happening, quickly blinks out to the side, and will TP back home. It's not like Death Prophet had her Euls complete yet, but she's now actually got it, or that much closer, about 500 gold off. 400 gold now. And plus, they're going to add extra Predator on the bottom tier 1, which they'll be able to get. So, Root. Everything's coming up very nicely for them, pushing ahead 6-3, and they're taking back the net worth. Meanwhile, mid lane, Axe, can we get it? We can't! Nice jam coming in from your Axe Jenkins. Does get his second big ult of the game on your Wraith King, who has yet to get... Oh, he did have level 6, but he didn't level it up.
He hasn't skilled his ult. He's doing the Zai thing. Just don't skill your ults.
I've seen other people just reserve the point where it looks like, but maybe he was doing that and couldn't get it off, obviously.
I don't think he would want to use it there. It's such a long cooldown that you almost want to use it in a fight where it matters. Because I think he might have just died twice there. You basically, you never want to skill it if you think you're just going to die twice.
Alright, arrow. Oh, whoa, Shibby almost let that one go.
His team knew what was up, but he didn't, apparently. Looks like they're just going to put pressure on the top tower with these Forge Spirits and Liquid Fire. And there's actually so much catch potential with this Axe with the Blink Dagger. And Lycus looks like he's going to
Now he's got his ult, though.
He's got the ult.
Invest in it now, and rotation's quickly going to be coming in here. It's going to be Ink Dota who shows up. Tries to scurry back Leviathan from committing any further. Oh, that secondary
no.
TP. Gonna
They
be
need to
canceled?
stop hitting the tower. Oh no, the Forge Spears just kept hitting the tower. And then it
Oh,
was
now
got
they
into
allow it to get denied.
range.
Forge Spear can come in and take it. Oh! Oh, man,
Dire's top
Shibby!
tower has fallen.
Grabs it with the one last auto attack, the last breath of his little summon creature.
Wow.
Does it for Papa.
Great play by Invoker. You know,
Oh,
it was
boy.
a bit of a questionable play to have your Force Spears put it into deny range in the first place, but he makes up for it.
Calculated, sir. Oh, jump in,
Calculated.
Ink Dota. Can we
Nice,
get it?
good.
We can. Very nice stuff as they get another sweet jam down on your precious Ink Dota Razor.
They had that worded. There's a word up here, and I'm pretty sure that they saw the smoke, unless no one was paying attention, and then they just didn't see the smoke.
Maybe they having internal struggles about that tower incident and
Perhaps.
weren't paying quite attention to what exactly was going on.
Looks like they might go on mid lane on this Invoker with the Chrono and Arrow, but there's no angle for the Arrow.
Oh, wow, he threads the needle and gets it on Shibby.
Wow.
Nusham does show up, but he can't catch the ice path. And
There's no arrow there.
that was a nice little Cupid's arrow right between the two. And Sunken in big trouble now. And one more right click will secure that. And even Talera looking to get a piece of this one. And we'll take down the other support. Make it 3 all day on the back of the Shibby takedown. And Root Gaming fire right back after the jam at the top. And now they're going to put their attention on this tier 2 tower.
Man, they're gonna get it, I
Dire's
think.
bottom tower is
There's
under
no
attack.
defense from Leviathan right now.
Radiant
The
structures
glyph.
are fortified.
DP is gonna clear the next
Radiant's
wave.
middle tower is under attack.
I think the tower's just dead.
Oh! Arrow to the butt of Shredder. But he's not going to have the follow-up. Just like, yeah, gotcha. More or less.
Oh boy, is this tower gonna get into deny range too? What is going on? This tower's in deny range.
Uh-oh. They ping it out. Or you ping it out. You do.
I did.
Dire's
Aha!
bottom
This one's going to be
tower
ours,
is under attack.
fools. Shibby steps in.
Oh, the arrow on Shredder, he's gonna go down.
Oh, we got hit with another arrow? Oh, Shredder. He had just got hit with an arrow just before that. He gets caught again.
He was TPing, so I guess
Oh,
it's kind of
boy.
understandable.
I get caught up with the deny action, and, well, Morphling gets...
Faceless Void picks up his Mask of Madness, and he has 2,000 gold, probably on his way to a Maelstrom or BKB. I could see both items. Lycus has Yule Scepter and 1,600 gold. Any other notable item progressions? Ink seems to be struggling a little bit. He's got 1,600 gold only with Treads and Magic Wand. And, yeah. Oh, it looks like Axe might be going for the Crimson Guard belt. As he
The
picks up a
Crimson
Vanguard.
Guard, yes, of course. Our newest addition to Dota 2 as
I'm
far
not.
as items.
I have no idea how good this item is, or if it's bad or what. Because
Everybody has mixed feelings about it.
you know
Merlini,
it costs
one is,
so much. I think Merlini likes it.
he
right?
hates Vanguard, obviously with a
But he
passion.
likes Crimson Guard, right?
Dire's
But
middle
Crimson Guard, he
tower
thinks
is under attack.
he kind of digs it. In certain cases, it definitely works out. I mean,
I think
this
it's
is where the biggest thing
Good
is.
against certain heroes.
Razor's Eye of the Storm gets completely nullified from a Crimson Guard until about level 6 or level
Oh, it
level
does.
3. Then it actually does
That's
a bit of damage.
pretty important.
I mean, that's huge.
Considering like how many times it hits, the strike interval is 0.7, 0.6,
Yeah.
0.5. So just nullifying that, it's actually a really good item against Razor. I don't think Crimson Guard does anything to Exorcism, however, because I think ghosts are unblockable. So unfortunately, it will do nothing to Exorcism because that spell is perfectly balanced.
I can feel your tone. The sarcasm is just so real. But no, I think the Crimson Guard, yeah, against a Razor is a nice pickup. So he's going to benefit not only himself but his nearby team and allies from that heavy additional damage.
Two-man Chrono.
Oh, Shibby. And Nushim caught out, and Axe really can't do anything about it, unfortunately. Can't jump in and save him, as the Bash is also going to be there, and Invoker quickly gets taken down. And the Exorcism also, not necessary, but could allow them to add some extra pressure on the lane, though that means they have to go into high ground, as they'd already had their mid-tier 2 taken down. It was denied, of course, but Root Gaming, it's looking
And
pretty nice for them.
Leviathan, you know, they were in a good position after getting that top tier 2. And then the last 3 or 4 minutes, nothing's been going their way. They keep getting picked off with this Chronosphere. They're not
Oh.
pressuring towers.
Axe
They
walks
haven't
into
found
an
any-
arrow.
No pickoffs of their own. They really need to do things when this Chrono's on cooldown.
Ooh, can't get the Ancient Seal in time. Jenkins is
It's
persistent,
gonna get
though. He
away.
moves on in.
Can they get him?
Oh, here comes Shredder. Pushes him in the back with the adaptive
might.
strike,
Is
but
under attack.
Sunstrike
might
also
get him.
will catch. Oh, can't backtrack that one. Oh! The Battle of the Blinks.
Just comes up. Oh,
Man.
and Sunken gets hit by another arrow.
He goes right towards the top lane. And now he wants Death Prophet blood. Unfortunately, can't get a hold of him either. Well, coming up short again.
Looking
Leviathan.
good for Root right now. Like we talked about, they've definitely got the late game this game. And Tolera picks up his Reaver, probably on his way to a heart.
Maelstrom now complete
Ink
on
picks
Tubby
up
the
a
Fat
Drum
as
of
well.
Endurance. I mean, Ink's really struggling this game, but I don't think it matters too much. I think he'll be okay as the game progresses. He just needs a BKB, maybe an Aghanims, and he'll be able to dish out a good amount of damage. In Leviathan, they only really have one carry. You know, Axe doesn't really scale. Invoker falls off against BKBs, so does Skywrath. And unless you have some sort of, you know, I mean, the Axe stun, yes, will prevent them from using BKBs, so I guess BKBs aren't what was that?
I don't know, force
They just
self
like,
forward.
they forced the Axe in and then it broke the smoke. That was really awkward.
And maybe they're hoping someone's going to be on the top hill where they can't really
Oh,
see
they see
or something.
Tubby right now.
Ah, yes, I want
Oh,
Tubby.
they see both of them. Oh, this could be really big for them if they can get this pick.
They're moving on in. No, they can't.
They don't know where everyone else is, so they can't
trying
just
to move as a pack, but they can't really find anything. But I guess space, though, for Shredder to farm with this top lane. He's going to have to really pull it out for his team as they're having a bit of a struggle here in the mid-game, coming up short in some of these takedowns and ultimately getting caught out in bad positions. And Root Gaming move themselves onto the bottom. Tolera has Exorcism, uses Exorcism.
Radiant's bottom
Wants to
tower
move right in
is
for
under
this tier 2
attack.
tower on the back of that. And some early harassment coming out from your Skywrath Mage, but really it doesn't look like they want to stop him. They want to instead put attention here on Inkdote on the top. Jump in. Ray Fire, Sunstrike. We're waiting for it. Give it to me. Give it to me, guy.
Radiant's
There we go.
bottom tower
Jenkins
is under
gets the
attack.
big chop right there, but that
Radiant's
means
bottom
bottom
tower
lane gets
has
quickly
fallen.
taken down from Root Gaming. So they trade Inkdota for a tier 2 on the back of that Exorcism, and they even pull out the Moonlight Shadow to secure their escape.
Yep, and they're gonna just quickly get that tower. Ink did fall in the top lane, unfortunately for him.
Radiant's bottom
I'm not.
tower
He died
is
to
under
Shredder
attack.
plus. Who was
Dire's
with him? I'm
top tower
not. Was
is
it
under
Axe? I
attack.
think. So he died to Morphling and Axe. The Razor.
What about the Razor? Who
He
died?
died.
Who killed him?
Yeah, Razor. He died to Morphling and Axe, right?
Maybe.
Okay. I'll go with that. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Is Tubby the Fat's lurking in the bot lane?
Yeah. Nax is turning the corner up here. There's your boy JC who catches very nice arrow right there, but Tubby the Fat's the one that does get the last hit in, but they're looking to get a bit of a follow-up. Your boy JC leaps over from the woods to try to get away, and Axe is on the hunt. One more second he can blink, but he actually does not pursue. Another great pickoff coming out from Root Gaming, man. And they're looking pretty sharp right now. Leviathan, who had been looking real good all through their qualifier and Summit 2 run, are not really performing on the mark they probably would like here.
Yep.
Because now they're 5-2, falling behind. Net worth continues to decline towards Root Gaming's favor. You're 6K, 5,500 or 6K gold, and now they head towards the top. Tolera sees a DD. Tolera gonna get denied that. Oh, they're all coming in from all sides, and the
he's still
self-fuels actually saves her in the meantime. But yeah, that's just delaying the inevitable. It looks like as Jenkins does pick up the last hit, and he gets in a mega kill streak.
I mean, you can just see the burst damage that can come out if they can train their abilities, if they can get the Sunstrike off after the call and the Skywrath ults. I mean, the damage is pretty insane. So, I mean, there's still a chance. I mean, these heroes everywhere can get picked off so easily still. But I think if they're in a group, it's going to be much harder for Leviathan to make a comeback.
Yeah. The game goes on. All of their heroes pretty much are happy to contest any sort of late game presence, even if it's just a single Morphling to try to bring the pain. And Tubby the Fat, he's already got the Maelstrom, so the damage is building up for him with the Mask of Madness, but now he's moving on forward towards the BKB. Very smart choice, you know. Prevents anything from Skywrath Mage, and obviously your Invoker as well, Hero. So even if he sets up his own Chrono, he won't have to worry about the zone potential of Leviathan trying to do some heavy damage from the outside. And your Blade Mail now complete on X. Nice.
Wraith King went for a medallion, so it looks like they're going to go for Roche right now.
Yeah.
They just checked Roche, but unfortunately, they haven't gone in yet.
They put down the ward. They want to be able to see if Leviathan do make a rotation over. And
I'm
with
not really
that, they
sure
move
why
on
he
in.
went a medallion though. You don't need a medallion when you're gonna Roche with a DP.
Yeah.
Seems
do
really
the job
excessive.
herself.
I mean, you basically that item costs 1150 gold, I think, or 1050. I'm not a.
Well, medallion does remove
Roshan
Lincolns,
has
correct? I
fallen
mean,
to the dire.
could work to their
Does it?
benefit. I don't
Is
know.
it?
I just casually threw that out there, hoping you would know the answer.
I
But I
bet
don't
it.
know anything.
I want to say it's like one of the only actives that doesn't remove it. I think it doesn't, but I could be wrong.
That's okay. I'll just kind of deal with the incoming.
Stupid caster
There's
doesn't know
too many
anything.
mechanics.
Stupid.
Anyways, here goes Tubby. The meatball flies, but it's not going to do a whole lot to help out their Birdman, who quickly gets taken down from Tubby the Fat. And now Tubby can't get away from this one, though. Jumping from Axe, and he chops it home. Nice grab from Jenkins right there to get some redemption for their fallen Skywrath comrade.
That was such a greedy play by Tubby. He just basically went in 1v4 and killed the support and then tried to walk away. Then he just dies to X. But at least he got the kill. Hashtag worth.
Hashtag worth, I suppose, but he does lose his own life, and as they truck down this mid lane and open up the liquid fires now in this tier 2, there's space
Morph's
coming
got
in
a
all
Yasha.
over the place.
Morph just picked up his Yasha.
So the early makings of that Manta already coming into play. He already has that Lincoln's.
Yeah, and Ink's working towards his BKB. He almost hasn't though.
Arrow flies,
Oh, they
catches on
found
a
Talara.
Spirit. Yep, they're going to get him, and well, there's the self-heals to kind of delay a little
Oh, he
bit,
missed
but
the deafening blast.
oh man. Also, the Moonlight Shadow going to make things quite tricky, but your Crimson Guard already putting in overtime. Oh, the Mystic Flare is not going to be on the mark as Death Prophet was promptly stopped, but Sunken will fall. Your Aegis Life is going to be expended on your DP, and turn back with the Chaos Meteor right now. And they're still on the hunt. They're going to go ahead and get that Shakiro taken down. So 2 supports do fall on the side of Leviathan in that engagement, while Root only loses their Aegis.
Yeah. I mean, they just sort of missed a couple of key spells. I don't think they could have won that fight anyways, but they might have been able to trade 2 for 1, I think. They did get the Aegis off of DP, so that's pretty big. If they can ever catch this DP out again, they can just burst her down and kill her. And I mean, they can still burst her during the call, I think. You know, the Mystic Flare, the Sunstrike, the Morphling damage coming on top, and then with the Culling Blade. It is certainly possible to kill this Death
Radiant's
Prophet.
top tower
Yep.
has fallen.
But they're going to make it a lot harder here, as your BKB is now complete by Ink. And Faceless Void's already been working towards his. I wouldn't be surprised if Death Prophet considers picking one up now on the back end of her heart. It's already been completed, so she's quite big as it is. And as we'll push down from the north right here, but we have 2 Root members here. Tubby might feel a little bit greedy again, thinking about making a go on behind, but they scout him on out. Ice Path jump in, and there's that potential you're talking about, and they quickly blow him the hell up. Like it was nothing.
Radiant's
Yeah, I
top
got
tower
confirmation
is under
from
attack.
someone that it doesn't remove
Radiant
Lincolns.
structures
Okay, so
are
I'm wrong.
fortified.
Don't worry, you're still okay, FRL. They can just continue to flame you.
I'm
out.
okay.
Okay, thank you. Anyways. Uh-oh, jump in. Axe gets the hold. And Talara now going to be forced into a 1v1, but that self-fuels will help out. And now Talara
Who's
is
getting
able to
meatballed?
live on that one. Axe gets blown up from the exorcism, but can Talara make it out?
The ghosts are about to end and come back and heal him.
Yep,
He's
they
fine.
still take down the
Radiant's top
tower,
tower has fallen.
and they get it done.
Man, what a hero. He's a full life.
Hero moves out, will not catch on anything but almost a Forge Spirit.
I mean, they almost killed him there. I think had they coordinated maybe a little bit better, they might have... I think they could have committed on the Death Prophet. I think they were scared that the Death Prophet ult was wearing off, and that like right as they were about to kill him, he was just going to heal and they might just all die. So, you know, playing a little safe. I think though that at this point, you just have to go for the kills when you're behind like this.
Yeah. And they're behind by quite a bit now that Root Gaming have peaked.
Yeah, it's
Up to
10,000.
10K.
Yeah,
Yeesh.
10,000.
Same with
both
XP.
Gold and experience. Yeah.
Damn. Very, very rough for them. Leading the top of your net worth, Death Prophet, no surprise, 14K. Huge, huge lead. Morphling is behind, but still by about an additional 2K. So he tries to scavenge together any sort of late game potential, but he is already going to be contesting the late game of your Razor, Death Prophet, and Tubby the Fat Faceless Void. So it's going to be a tall order for him to try to bring it back for his team, but The potential's always there. The heavy burst, if they do get a hold of him before the opportunity of a BKB to get off or any sort of escape, they can They can get a good pick off. But
And honestly, this Wraith King's gonna start becoming a problem. It looks like he's working towards an AC, and he's not too far away. He's about 2,000 gold off an AC on this support Wraith King with his Blink and Medallion. So he's gonna become a force in these team fights pretty soon.
yep, and that's the high ceiling of having a Wraith King on your team who starts as support but can build up some farm to be a real problem later on. And you know, I think Mirana has no problem being the true selfless support, as she's got her own mechanism and
She's just there for arrows and
arrows,
bottom
setups,
ults.
and a smoke here or there, a couple of wards on the ground. My job's done. But Jenkins might not be so lucky getting away here. He's getting flanked from both sides, as you see Tubby the Fat moving in from below. Quickly
he
TP's
scouts
out.
him, and then he just TPs. Oh, good play by him. I think the ward caught a glimpse, this ward right here. It caught a glimpse right here of X. So he actually saw him before Void did. Because I was like, how did that happen? Void didn't react at all. And then I realized that ward, see how it gives like vision right here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, just a sliver.
Yeah, just a sliver.
Oh, that's interesting.
That was the difference between him living and dying, I think.
Wow. Very nice. All right, well, he does benefit and live on to another day. Well, it's more pressure on him to get a good initiation off, but that's going to be very, very tricky here. As pretty much who do you prioritize on Root Gaming's side? Do you just go for the Death Prophet and risk, you know, the other two being able to come in and just kind of clean you up with an easy
I
chrono
think you
setup?
go for the Void, if you can. But I mean, Void shouldn't ever be in a position to be gone on. Void should always be in the back, and then he waits for you to go on his allies. Oh, they're gonna go on this replicate.
Got that illusion. No problem, kids. No
Man,
problem.
this is 3 games in a row now where we've seen this replicate bait spells. I mean, in the other 2 games it was always the lasso. But man, that spell is so annoying.
Yeah, it is.
You can never
We were
tell if
talking
it's
about
real
what
or
if they picked
not.
up a Terrorblade, he could have done a whole lot more of that.
Yeah. I really think that these teams are kind of neglecting Terrorblade. Maybe not Root so much, since I think they wouldn't really have room for a Terrorblade when they pick Death Prophet and Void, and I think those are fine picks. But I really think Leviathan... I can understand... I sort of understand why they're not doing it. The hero was just changed again. So they probably don't want to risk it, but... Yeah.
But sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit. Oh,
Yep.
yeah, that's what they say.
And
for Shredder, he's going to go for Butterfly, it looks like. Early Talisman.
Is he? Hmm.
I mean, unless he's just going to have a reliable Talisman in case he gets caught out with
He
a
needs a
chrono.
Manta, though, because they have a Silence.
Yep.
Yeah. That was
Silence
about
is,
all of that.
Here's mine.
Man, oh man. Well, both teams like playing it very calm for now. Want to weight it up a bit, but I just can't help but feel like the longer it goes and the more farm time that Root gets, it just makes it that much easier for him. When that big fight is going to break out, Arrow right through the trees is not going to be anywhere near Shibby. As Shibby will pull back, he's got his ultimate orb, probably looking to build up into a sheep stick.
Looks
Yeah,
like
not
Roche
by
is
team.
on a 2-minute timer. I think.
Yeah, sure.
Something. Yep. 2 minutes.
I would love a digital clock here, Valve, but forcing me back in my days of trying to read the clock as it is.
I think it wouldn't be thematically correct to have a digital clock.
Wait, it wouldn't be what correct?
Thematically. Like it wouldn't...
Skateboard on a
No,
courier?
thematically. Like it wouldn't fit the game.
I know. Well, but a skateboarding courier would?
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I
Did
don't
they
know.
really care
I
that
don't
much?
know
I don't
why...
know.
How come they got rid of the hockey stick?
Yeah, I don't even want to get
Skateboard
to
is
it.
okay.
It is what it is. Whatever.
I mean, I
Whatever.
think the courier is kind of cool looking, but how does it just have a skateboard?
Oh yeah, it looks amazing, but like I just don't understand what makes it through and what doesn't. To the immersion, very much real or not. How does this owl or bird?
Maybe
Beautiful
some money
courier.
exchanged hands.
Anyways, we won't get too deep into that. Still a little more time though, and they're watching over this Roche pit like vultures. You see, Mirana's going to throw out the
Yeah,
arrow to
both
scout things and
teams.
sees. Oh, just misses the
Oh.
mark on that call. Won't let her go without a little bit of at least battle hunger on the way out. And We're seeing a big potential tiff to break out here by the Roche pit.
It's been quiet for the last like 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, it has.
Wraith King finishes up the Assault Curious. Razor gets his eggs. I don't know other real item progression on any of these heroes. Void's got his Maelstrom. Probably going to work into his BKB next. And they're just spamming Sunstrikes. I wonder if they know that they're sitting in Roche or not.
What's the best case scenario? Let's say Root move on in there. They start duking it out with Roche, and they're careless, and they have everyone in the pit. I mean, can you really get something done?
No. I think they can't fight them by Roche.
Oh, they do catch a DP over here, but do they have the follow-up? There's your Ice Path, but she's taking no damage. She just throws up Axe into the air. It's like, no problem. Arrow's actually going to miss, though, and they're returning Fire and Axe, who's supposed to be the beefcake of this team, is running away from these ghosts dramatically. Oh, zoning Mystic Flare is going to force Tubby to step back, only briefly, and he looks to move on in to finish what he started. Meanwhile, Axe will go down to the Exorcism, and so will Jakiro, and that just kind of shows the dominance that Root Gaming have. And now this is just a perfect segue with the back end of this Exorcism to move on to the Roche pit and quickly take it down. I don't think Leviathan Gaming, this is not the position they want to be in, certainly.
Yeah, I don't think they can 5v5 at this point in the game. They need to just rely on their split pushing in the Morphling. I think what they could have tried to do, perhaps, is summon Forge Spirits and send them in the pit and just try to scout with them, and then have the Morphling show top, and then have all of the heroes behind Morphling. And the second that you see them go into Roche, just try to make a play on top racks. I think that was probably their best play. You can't just 5v5 into this lineup. They have such good Roche teamfight. With the Chrono and the Exorcism and the Razor even, with his Axe and BKB.
Yeah. So more BKBs keep coming in as now Tubby completes his. I mean, the last fight, the Mystic Flare did zone him back briefly, but now that's not going to be as much of a threat. Things are only going to continue to get more and more struggling for them. And it's Ink Dota who did pick up that Aegis.
Yep.
As Death Prophet has Shivas well and complete and 3k gold. So frickin' rich. Talera. Man, oh man. It's a struggle, and I'm curious to know, Leviathan, what is the game plan from here on out? Because it's not looking good. Most of your heroes now rendered useless because all these cores, or most of the cores, I mean, Death Prophet doesn't need a BKB. She's just so swole as it is, but Razor BKB, Faceless Void BKB, I mean, Wraith King, you have to take him down twice, and now he has an AC. That's hard enough as it
16. Is. So his ult's always going to be up, pretty much.
Yeah, this is tough right now.
Yep. It's slowly slipping away, I think, from Leviathan. I think they're just going to get out carried by. They have basically it's basically 4 cores now. It's no longer a tri-core.
Quad core.
Quad core processor.
Pentium, real deal. Team Pentium moving down the mid lane now with that quad core power, and they're going to look to move it on in. As Leviathan see this happening, they're going to have to pull back, and they're going to have to go for a pretty rough defense right now. Is desperately Invoker trying to clear out the creeps, but there's your Exorcism going to be popped, and jumping in from behind is Lycus, who does not mind if he falls. He's happy to just kind of stick it out, and if he drops, that only makes things a bit easier. Your Axe now can't really TP in. He's eating a lot of damage, but your tower goes down without much of a threat. Even Ink Dota moving on in. That Agnum's Eye of the Storm looking to go to town. Lycus is very low, but that's just going to be his first life, and they're going to start opening up on this set of racks right now, and Mystic Flare flies out, but still not going to be enough to even go down to half-life. But there's one slam, but that's just your Aegis to fall and your first life of Wraith King. So you take down 2, but they're both going to pop right back up. They already lost Invoker, and they lost Skywrath, who does pull back into a buyback position to try to save, but your 1-Rax falls. Jenkins also will go down, and he immediately buys back as well. So 3 down, only 2 buy back. And they take down 1-Rax, and now they shift towards the top lane where Skywrath Mage Sunken is desperately trying to get stuff done from the top. They do manage to take down Mirana. That's their best target, to be frank. But here comes Tubby coming in from the north and opens up some right clicks on Shredder. And now they try to take down Tubby, and they do. Nice grab and lockdown on him. Lycus on the way out, very, very low here. And this is his last life. He's got 20 more seconds before he has a secondary reincarnation available. So the
Skywrath just died to a siege creep hit. How unfortunate for him. Honestly, that was not a bad fight from Leviathan at all.
I mean,
They
they
were
hold
up
the
against
defense.
an Aegis on
Dire's top
Razor,
tower is under attack.
and obviously the 2 lives on Wraith King. And I think had they not had Aegis on Razor, that fight would have been completely one-sided.
So an admirable defense saves them one set of racks. They lose the tier 3 and the
I just
melee.
don't know how they're gonna fight when all the ults are up. Because the only reason why that fight was like that is because Exorcism was cooling
It's their
down.
best chance to go while
So-
those ults are down. I mean,
Yep.
Tubby's going to come back and he will have Chrono available. Exorcism is so damn
I
low
think
for
they have
cooldown
to
as it
push-
is. It's only 15
yeah.
more seconds. Wraith King has his second life already available, and Eye of the Storm is also ready to go. So it's
Unfortunately, the fight was on their side of the map,
Yeah.
so
by the time you travel over to the other side, they're already ready with the defense. The struggle is real, F4L,
the
for
struggle is
Leviathan.
real. I mean, we talked about it in the draft that Leviathan have to sort of snowball this game with this axe pick. This
Yeah.
hero just doesn't scale. You know, you can only get so tanky because he doesn't really ever build damage items, and they can just sort of ignore you at this point. I mean, all he is right now is annoying. He's just a disable. He's a 3.2 second AoE disable, and that's all he is. Doesn't really offer any damage beyond that. I mean, he has his Culling Blade, but what does that do when the Death Prophet's at 3,000 life? You have to
Yeah.
get him low enough in the first place, so...
It's not as great as a Necrophos where you could just eyeball it out and take him out of the game. Oh man! Oh wow, what a save! If she had moved in there, she would have saw, maybe got a quick Yule's reaction off, and they could have quickly taken down Sunken. But Invoker's right there with his own little tornado and helps his ally in need. But still constantly on the defense. They're just going to look to make another go, and the last hurrah got them to tier 3 and the Rex, and they're looking for more of the same now.
Yeah. I think this could be the last fight of the game.
The
Very
last
easily.
hurrah. Let's see what kind of defense Team Leviathan can bring out now as they pop out the Exorcism and begin to really lay it in. And the Eye of the Storm. The push is real, and the tier 3 will fall. That doesn't take much time at all. They're making it go on Lycus, but Lycus does have Reincarnation, which will be promptly used right there. The one Rax will fall. Tubby the Fat jumps in behind, makes it go on Nushim. Nushim will fall, and now looks to go for Sunken, and that's a quick 2 support takedown. Now Shredder trying to make something happen with the back of the Crimson Guard, but Axe, supposed to be the beefcake of the team, he also falls. So 3 hit the deck. Just like that, both racks down. They're going to finish what they started in the mid lane, and I would imagine the white
That
flag's
is
going to
the
be raised,
game.
and there it is. Good game, well played. Leviathan. They're 2-0,
Radiant's top tower is
turns
under
into a
attack.
2-1, and Root Gaming bounce back from the previous deficit against Navi NA and move up into a 3-1 record.
Yep. And I mean, at Death Prophet's laning stage may have been nerfed, but later in the game, these nerfs that happened last patch, they don't do anything. The hero is still pretty much the king of late game teamfights and sieges, so, you know,
Rough stuff for Leviathan.
I think Leviathan needed to just execute better in the early game. They sort of had this phase where they were doing really well, and they were taking towers. They weren't really getting kills, but they were getting towers, and I think they had better map control. But then they just sort of let off the gas for a little bit,
Yeah.
and then Root just started getting pickoffs with the Void Chrono. And then every time they got one pickoff, it just delayed it by, 2 minutes. Every time that happened, there goes 2 minutes because, that hero has to come back and then they have to group again and go push somewhere. So, I mean, Root played well. They were able to get enough pickoffs where they just delayed the game and got into the late game with Death Prophet, Void, and Razor. And I guess you could even say Wraith King, right?
Oh, yeah, I mean, the quad-core lineup, almost a 5-core lineup if they
Yep.
really wanted it and the game went long enough, proves to be enough for Root Gaming to secure their win. And for Leviathan, they're going to have to shake this one off and look to bounce back as we will have more Summit 2 American action. Can you keep quiet? I'm trying to do a closing thought right now, all right?
Sorry.
Got a cold? All right, well, we'll round things up for now. We made our way through 5 games today, 5 best of ones somehow, and now I'm looking forward to getting something to eat, and I'm sure you are as well. It's been a pleasure casting for you folks. I'm Coddle Guy. Catch me over on Twitter at Coddle Guy. Catch this guy right here, all sharp dressed as ever. Catch him over on his Twitter at F4L Dota. We do appreciate your time and coming by and hanging out. Next up for the Summit 2, we're going to have some C Dota action which should be coming up in about 4 or 5 hours. So be sure to follow, and you'll know exactly when those games will happen. Be sure to come back. We'll see you then. Throw it over some music. Later, everyone.